Hey, what's up, YouTube? T.C.Blades here, and this is definitely something different. You may or may not know the name, but you're going to after this. Let's go. Okay, guys, I want to thank Artisan Cutlery for getting these out to me. When I saw these, I was so excited, which I'm always excited about any kind of knife or cutlery, but especially these because these style of knives played such a large part of my life. So, yeah, let's get into it. Artisan has started their online, not online, but online. Excuse me, guys. I'm gotta take a drink. And of their kitchen knives, chef knives, Nakari's, paring knife, bread knife. And this is darn near a basic set, what a student would get going through culinary school. And you don't need a set, a cutlery set or a kitchen knife set of 13 knives or 8 knives or 10 knives, and then it gets the steak knives. We're led to believe that if you're gonna get it, you gotta have the best, and you gotta have numbers. Quality is in numbers. Well, I cannot begin to tell you the number of chef knives I've used throughout my lifetime. Guys, a little bit of background on T.C.Blades. I spent over 20 years as a chef, 23 years to be exact. 18 of those years I was an executive chef, and some people say, "Well, executive chef, you didn't have to do any work." Well, that's not true. And for those of you like, how do you become an executive chef after 4 years? Well, I grew up in the restaurant industry. I kind of had a head start through culinary school. Plus, I went through a actual apprenticeship, not an externship or internship like a lot of. And people ask me, should you go to culinary school? And what I tell them is, culinary school does teach you a lot of. One, they teach you the history. You get into Scoffier and how he brought the brigade system. And that's very interesting, but I like I like origins. I like to know how things started. But then you get into a lot of the nutrition of it. And most importantly, I got out of it was the business side. Now, as far as can you be a chef without going to culinary school? Absolutely. I learned more in my apprenticeship and more just working the line and working my way through stations than I did in culinary school. Simple as that. And so, yeah, you don't have to go to culinary school, but be a sponge. Find a chef that will take you on as an apprentice. And I mean a chef, not somebody that works at a chain restaurant wearing a chef coat. Yeah. So, anyways, enough about me. I just wanted that to be brief. It probably wasn't brief enough. I am so excited to get into these guys. These are large boxes, and so I'm going to pause and I'm going to unbox these because I don't have a ton of room here, and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, I know I said I was going to unbox them and then come back, but I wanted to show you what it looks like when you lift it off. It's simple, but the beauty is in the simplicity. And so they come with their own wooden sheath with a metal stop pin, and they come with this key, and we'll get into this later. All right, be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Thank you for it wasn't as long for you because of course it'll be edited, but yeah, thank you for allowing me to do this. So real quick, do you guys see that? No, I did not do this with the chef knives. As I was taking them out of the box, I have 2 knives over here that I normally keep propped up. One is a lion steel that Mrs. T.C.Blades got me for my birthday, and I keep them propped on my desk. And another is actually Mrs. T.C.Blades Microsoft MSI, and that's her custom anim. Well, the MSI had fallen on its side, and as I was kind of making sure there was nothing on the cutting board, yep, I slid my finger right into it. So guys, always pay attention. Always know what's around. Don't leave fold knives open. Yeah, but I knew better. But if you don't cut yourself in this game, you're doing something wrong. Okay, so what they have sent me here is, I gotta remember, let's see. Yep. It's just a pull pin. You pull it out, and the pin will be tapping on the back of the knife. So you're like, the pin's going to mess up your knife. No, it's not. No, it's not. You just push from the back. Here, you guys can see that. We're working in tight quarters here. So you just push from the back and it pops up and you can grab it. Slides right out. And same with, oh, that one just popped out. So be aware they could just pop out. All right, so what it looks like they gave us is, hold on. I got to put all these pins back in the sheaths or I will lose them. What it looks like they gave us is, it's their set. They did send them individually, but you know, they do offer, and maybe I'll talk a little bit about this more. They do offer an actual set that comes with a magnetic knife block, which I really like. Guys, get away from knife blocks where you put your knives in it. They don't let you use those in restaurants for good reason, and I don't recommend it. Bacteria, food, anything can get down in those, and they're impossible to clean. So get away from knife blocks where you stick it down in there, especially the wooden ones. So they have sent an 8-inch chef's knife. They have sent a paring knife, a bread knife, and an akari. Now, some people say, oh, it's a Japanese chef's knife, it's a Chinese chef's knife. It has Asian origins, yes, but I'm not going to get into the origin of the actual blade. Okay. Now, this is all the knives you'll ever need in the kitchen. And if I could only have 2 knives, if I only had 2 knives to walk into a kitchen today, say I took a job back as a chef, that's all I need. Or even the nakiri and the paring knife. Okay? You don't need a ton of knives. Okay? And you don't need the most expensive knives. I have chef knives that have cost upwards of $1,000. I've had custom knives made for me in Japan, and they were brought to me as a gift by a Japanese chef when I actually worked for Toyota. And I've had knives gifted to me by other chefs, or when I work as a guest chef, they've gifted me knives. Most importantly, I have a set of knives. They were given to me one at a time, and they don't match. And to me, it's my most precious knives. They were given to me by the chef that I apprenticed under. I was his last chef, or last student, and he retired not long after I finished. And this guy has a stellar career. He apprenticed under Jacques Pepin, and this guy, in the beginning, I thought he was Satan. I thought he was the meanest SOB I've ever met. On more than one occasion, he told me I should quit, that I had no business being in a kitchen, that I didn't know what I was doing, and he doesn't even want me in the dish pit. And by the end of I worked for him for about 3.5 years, 4 years. by the end of that, uh, this guy was like a second father to me. Um, and he earned my respect, and I earned his. So, anyways, knives are a very important part um, of a true chef's life. They just are. They are an extension of our hand. They're, we like spoons to taste. We like towels on our shoulder, and we like sharp chef knives. Um, and dry towels at that, guys. We don't use pot holders and stuff. My wife still kills me about that. Anyways, I know this video is going to be long, guys, but we're touching on something that I am very comfortable with, that I know. So, honestly, I need to not ramble. On to the knives. And again, thank you, Artisan, for sending these to me. Guys, the geometry of these, first and foremost, is beautiful. Is absolutely beautiful. One thing I did not like about chef knives, and I used to think about if I ever designed my own, I'd do this, is they all had that, here, let me grab this, line steel. If you look at the line steel, they all had that almost 90-degree edge off the spine. And probably 75% of my day, I'm holding a knife like this. Because you just have more control holding a blade like this. Okay, whether I'm chopping, slicing, unless I'm doing detail work with a paring knife, we're holding it. And let me tell you, I used to have calluses along the side of my finger from rubbing. I mean, it would just, and if you had a huge day or a huge party or a huge event to prep for, I mean, it was killer. Well, one thing that, and I'm going to refer to these as Butterfork. We all know they're by Artisan, is, guys, it is slightly crowned. It's not completely rolled over. Put the comfort level on this. Oh my gosh. I can't even begin. The comfort level to hold these knives is, it's beyond measure. So well done, Artisan and Butterfork. And yeah, this looks like butter, doesn't it? And some people might say, well, what a name. Well, if you ever put butter or a fork through hot butter or a knife, and I mean butter, guys, not margarine, it just, I mean, there's little to resistance. You know the butter's there, and that's it. So I think it's a very fitting name. But if you don't like the color, this is where this guy comes in. Okay? On the back of these, and I'll use the pairing because it's a little bit easier. It looks decorative. Okay? But in all actuality, let me get this mic over here. Sorry, guys. In all actuality, all you have to do is it fits in there. It turns and turns. Hey, guys, it's my first time doing this, so I'm going to speed things along. Okay, I'm actually glad it's taking a little while, because this tells me it's not just a plain pin holding the knife in. See, it's still very, very secure, but it's working its way out. You see that? I love that. So hold on. Okay, guys. I'm not using my regular camera today. If you guys see that I'm struggling. So there it is. And there is actually threading on that back piece. You see it? So that actually screws into the base of the knife. So you got that full tang. Okay. So once that's screwed in tight, that's not going anywhere. So you can take these off, and they offer other colors. Okay. So if your wife doesn't like yellow or you don't like yellow, they over offer more colors. They offer light gray, mist violet, dark gray, the pale yellow, which is the butter color here, turquoise green, um, ultramarine, which is that bluish gray, dark. So, and they offer those colors, those 6 colors for all the knives. And that's also because one, I've seen knives get left on burners and get the handle melted. And so if it was like a forged knife, whooshed off, and I don't mean a Target whooshed off or Hinkle, a whooshed off from Germany, or a knife that you would have to send off to have it repaired. This one you can just buy a new handle. That's awesome. Um, my wife actually likes these colors because her kitchen is like lemons. Um, so I just being I'd have went with a darker color because to me, I don't know. I'm just like that. I'm very conservative. But you can change the colors. If you damage it, you can replace it. And if your wife redecorates or you redecorate your kitchen, you can change the handle of your knife. I think that is absolutely genius. And you know what? If you're the type of person that you had to bone a bunch of chickens and you want to take it apart and like really sanitize your knives, you can do that too. So this took a little bit to do, but I'm seriously glad it did because that lets me know it is stuck in there. Now, I don't know if there's any kind of stabilizing pins in the side that we just don't see, but I do see holes there. So even if there's not, at any point, if you wanted to make custom scales for it or send them off to have custom, you could do that. I mean, they're tapped right there for you. So smart thinking, artisan. You guys killed it on this. All right, so I'm going to get this back together and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Thank you. To give you an idea, it took about 20 turns, and they're not easy turns. You're not swinging a wing nut or anything like that, and that's good because you don't want a knife that's going to start wiggling in that handle, and it fits in there snugly. So nothing's getting in there. Okay, so the most important thing, does it cut? Well, let's see. Now, I thought how I was going to do this was I'm going to do stale bread with the bread knife. Was I going to do herbs, some kind of meat, and I thought tomato. Tomato because there is nothing a dull knife will not struggle more with than tomato skin. I've watched people crush tomatoes. I've watched them start at a 1/8 of an inch thick and the slice finish at a 1/2 inch thick. So, I mean, I see people struggle with tomatoes. So I figured, why not a tomato? So, again, this is how I hold my knife. Practice, guys. Practice. Now, I did think about doing an onion so I could do chop for you real fast, but I don't want somebody getting a set of these knives and thinking they can chop and super fast slice and cut a finger off. So I didn't need to do that to show you the sharpness of the knife. All right, let me see. You know what I will do? Let's see. I mean, that's a perfect cut, man. Let me see. You want the burger restaurant cut? There you go. You want the I haven't been in a kitchen in 10 years cut? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got to practice. It's just like anything else, you know. Um so get clean towel. Okay. Now, I mean, paring knives are for small work. My wife, she's gotten better, but a tendency, big knives scare her. So I've walked in and watched my wife trying to chop things with a paring knife. And I'm like, babe, you know, please don't. You know, there's a reason there's a small knife. And it's for small work. And so why not do that? She's like, I don't want to cut myself. I was like, you're going to make a mistake using the wrong size knife and cut yourself quicker than the size of the knife. That's why they make knives in different sizes, guys, because different knives are suited for different jobs. So, yeah, you can peel a tomato. It's a very, 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 very. Y'all, Boudreaux's in here with me, and he absolutely loves fruits and vegetables, and he's just like, he's salivating because he knows he's going to get them. Hey, also something else I want to tell you guys in my ramblings. This is actually the second time I've filmed this. I videoed the first one, uploaded it, and it, you know, it's going through all the checks, and YouTube removed it because I was showing dangerous acts or something like that. I appealed it and I appealed it, and they said, well, you can re-edit your video and try again. And I started to re-edit it. I was like, piss on this. I'm gonna redo it. So yeah, technically this is not the first time I've opened these knives, but it is the first time I've done it in this setting, and you know, so. All right, so you also got an apple. We all love apples. Actually, I sit in here with an apple all the time and eat it. That is great stuff. You can get nice mandolin thin apple slices. Throw them in the dehydrator. Now, the Nakari is great for slicing fish and meat because of its geometry. Yes, I'm eating an apple. Can y'all hear that? When I say it slices thin, guys, can y'all see that? And that, yeah, partly is for years of experience, but that's from having a sharp knife. More, and I know this is cliche, and I know y'all all heard it, but now I don't have any bread to slice. But I know y'all have all probably heard this, whether somebody said it to you, you heard it on TV, whatnot. But people say a dull knife's what cuts you. But you know what? They're exactly right. Because with a dull knife, you exert more force, and that's when you do that. First off, yes, there is chopping. Okay? But even when chopping, if you slow it down, now there is you are still, sorry, I was trying to look at the screen and do this. You're still slicing. You're still slicing. Let the tool do the work that it was made to do. Don't think for a minute, and also I'm standing behind the food instead of over it, so it's kind of hard. Don't think for a minute it won't wear your arm out because you're forcing yourself. Don't do it. Let the knife do the work, man. That's why they took the time to design these. And believe it or not, there's a lot of science that goes into this and a lot of work, you know? So, yeah, let the knife do the work. Keep your knives sharp, you know? That's one of my favorite smells, guys. That is one of my favorite smells. I love fresh lime. Put it on fish all the time. I put it in my when I drink Coke. I drink Diet Coke, and I put it on there. We put it on chicken. So, yeah. No, you gotta. No. No. Sorry, guys, something popped up on my screen. Give me a second. Okay, guys, sorry about that. It said some update failed to load. It kind of doesn't error. So, but yeah, guys, the geometry of these knives is sick. Okay, it is absolutely sick. You know, I'm going to enjoy using these in the kitchen. Very much so. I think I hear music outside. I hope it doesn't come in through the recording because I'm also wearing headphones. So if I can hear it on the headphones, only you guys can too. Hey, you guys bored yet? Have I There's our car door. Anyways, so I want to touch on something and then we're going to wrap up this video because it's already a half hour long. Dear God, I've never done a video. Yeah, guys, serrations work by having extra. If you go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, measuring this, like measuring each contour, it's going to give you a much longer cutting surface. And the teeth grab. So that is the science behind a serrated knife and why it does so good on bread and really tough objects, but mainly bread. But let's talk a little bit about the science, okay? And then I'll touch on the price for you guys, and then we'll go from there. So when you go to the website, and I suggest, well, I mean, you'll have to go to their website to order them, but I suggest you do it simply because, and I'm trying to find it, click on the Discover Butterfork. Why choose Butterfork? Engineered for effortless performance. Now, I'm not going to get into everything they have, but they show you the design. Guys, and there is something in the industry called Katra. It's the Katra cutting test. But they talk about the AAR PM9 steel, okay? And of course, they use that on their pocket knives, and it's phenomenal. I have taken the Pyrite Light to dinner and cut my steak with it. But it tells you the Katra standards, okay? The cutting tests. I mean, they don't just make these knives, cut a piece of paper, and then, oh, they're great, and then send them on their way. These knives cut for hours and thousands and thousands and thousands of layers of this special paper actually designed to dull the knife. Okay? And so on their website, it shows you the Katra standards and where they score very poor, poor, ISO, which good, very good, and excellent. And let me tell you, Butterfork, so don't let all these numbers scare you. Just take a minute and you'll figure it out. Butterfork exceeds all of these, okay? It exceeds all of these. And now these are public numbers, all right, for any knife brand. Okay, you can look these up. Any knife brand publishes their Katra cutting test. Okay, well, on their website, on Butterfork's website, you get to see these knives going through their test, and it's a computer cutting night and day. Okay, but then the Katra cutting test, and it shows the results, and they also show the results of the Wusthof Santoku, the Global Santoku, the Global Vegetable Knife, the Global Cook's Knife. By the way, this is actually called a cook's knife, or chef's knife. So, and then they show you those scores, okay, against the Butterforks. Now, they show you the scores in comparable knives. All right. So, all these are factory sharpened. To give you an idea, the Gourmet Santoku Wusthof, that is not the 5-star or anything like that. It's about $110 knife, $120 knife. Factory sharpened. You guys don't know what the ICP is, but I'm just comparing here. A 104.9. The Santoku 106.4. Global 118. Global Cook's Knife 127. Butterfork 139. Pure Spread Knife 129. And the Carry 132. I mean, guys, they're blowing the TCC. Wusthof 476. Butterfork 731. Now I know these numbers don't mean anything to you. As a chef, they make me go, oh yeah, But you're getting better steel, better than what you would get if you would buy these well-known, been around for years, established brands in the culinary industry. Okay. Do they make better knives? Yes, they make better knives. Like I said, I have a handmade knife that I think I've sharpened twice. I mean, it holds an edge that well, the one from Japan. So they're publishing this. They're saying, hey, we're willing to go toe to toe with these comparable style knives from well-established global brands, no pun intended, global, and we're going to knock their socks off. And they do, because you can't lie numbers, right? You can skew. People say you can skew things, but you can't lie numbers. They are what they are. And a lot of this is all independent. So that's a good thing there. So yeah, guys, the value you're getting with these, hands down. And you know what? Just like any artisan, lifetime guarantee. Now, if you do something stupid with your knife and break it, no, they're not. But if it gets to a point to where you can't get an edge back on it, something seems off, it starts to corrode, whatever, they're going to take care of you. Okay? If for some reason this locking system was to wear out, and I don't see it wearing out, they're going to take care of you. So they're standing toe to toe with the big boys, and they're laying it down. And artisan, you killed it. I'd have loved to have a set of these knives 15 years ago. I would. They didn't pay me to say this. I'm not making anything from this. And if it's good, it's good. If it's shit, it's shit. And trust me, I've gotten sent shit that I just haven't put on the channel. And because I'm a nice guy, this turned into like a podcast. Because I'm a nice guy, I feel bad. So I'm like, oh my God, they sent me this stuff, but it doesn't compare to what. But I've decided to go ahead and do this later and do some of these super ultra budget knives because you know what? There's somebody out there. There's somebody that cannot afford the $240 knife, but this knife at $29 is in their budget. So I'll probably show them off, you know. But guys, well done. Well done, artisan. I'm surprised you didn't do it sooner. But then again, you did your research, you did your development, and that's why I will enjoy putting these through the test. They will get put through the rigors. They will not get put in a dishwasher. Okay. And you know what? I will do some impromptu videos. You're going to see a lot of shorts coming from these because you didn't learn too much from this, but you did get my opinion. You did get to see me unbox them and to see what I think. So, artisan, thank you very much for sending these. You didn't have to. You trusted me, and I appreciate it. And YouTube, if you're listening, you better not bump this video. Okay? So, guys, thank you for watching. If you have stuck around, this video is the longest video outside of a live I've ever done. 36 minutes. We're going to wrap it up. Tell me what you think. Tell me, do you want to get some of these for your kitchen? Hey, up. You know what? I did not talk about prices, did I? Okay, getting them standard like this. Of course, you can buy them one at a time. Okay. Surely that's not right, is it? Oh my, really? Okay, guys, so they're on sale. They're on sale right now, so I'll post that link. That surprised me. The chef's knife. Wow. $54.99. Okay. And they got the aquamarine, the light gray, the dark gray, the violet mist. They're all in stock. The turquoise green. Hey, artisan, if you're hearing this, my wife does rotate between a Tiffany blue, turquoise green towels and stuff in the spring and these colors. And if you guys want to throw me an extra set, just saying, extra set of handles, you know. If not, I'll probably end up buying them. But anyways, so $54.99 on that. The bread knife, $44.99. All the colors are in. Guys, the dark gray is almost a black. I just want to let you guys know that. The Nakiri, $44.99. $45, guys. Paring knives, $49. Guys, if you got a kid getting ready to go to school, now a lot of times they will provide you with a knife kit because it's the kit that they got to deal with, the school did, and all that. They will never tell you can't use your own knives. If you guys want to get for less than $200, you can get a full set of knives. Great Christmas gift, guys. You know what? Now, I didn't let people buy me knives. I did let my wife at the end, but in general, I wouldn't let people buy me knives because they just didn't know. But guys, this is a great gift. This is a great gift. Great newlywed gift. Great gift. So that's something to think about. Now you can buy the knife sets and stands. A complete set is, so my math was wrong. It's $214 for a complete set. The stand, okay, is $119. It's one of the wooden magnetic stands. Okay, guys? So I love those. Actually, I got one sitting right next to me with pocket knife stuck to it because you can wipe them clean, disinfect them. I really like those. So $119 for the stand and extra handles. They come in sets of 2, $29. So, guys, something wonderful to think about. All of this is in stock. I'll post the link below. Again, Artisan, thank you. But most importantly, guys, thank you, because if you guys weren't watching these videos, if you guys weren't tuning in, I wouldn't have a channel. But I want you to comment, smash that like button, be sure and hit that notification bell. Let me know how to get better. I want to constantly Kaizen. If you guys don't know what Kaizen is, look it up. It's Japanese. Kaizen. Always getting better. Okay? Yeah. I love feedback. Good and bad. I got thick skin. It's not going to hurt me. So, yeah, let me know. Because you know what? Artisan, they're watching these videos. They want to see who's watching. Okay? And if you decide to buy them, hey, click on the link. Helps me out a little bit. It helps me bring in more knives. One, it tells the person, the company who sent the knife, hey, they watched the video. They like T.C.Blades video, they clicked this link. Even if you just click the link and go through it, and you don't buy anything right now, and in 2 weeks you buy it. But also, the channel does make a little bit. Because contrary to popular belief, guys, we're not Metal Complex, all of the smaller YouTubers, and we don't get everything for free. Do we get some for free? Yes. There's a lot of knives and a lot of gear that we spend our own money on, and that's just because we love it and we love the community. So guys, thank you. I love you. I'm doing it for you. And remember, as always, I'm doing it for him. Peace.